Hi, my name is Kathleen and I wrote this book, Loving Choices, Peaceful Passing, Why My Family Chose Hospice. And today I want to talk about role reversal between parents and their adult children when they're facing a terminal illness. It can be quite a difficult and fraught situation. The day after my dad went into the Medicare hospice benefit, the hospice nurse came to his hospital room to talk to us about what was going to happen going forward. And she gave me a list of things I needed to get done before Dad could come home. And after she left, I went to the durable medical equipment store, ordered a hospital bed, wheelchair, suction machine, an oxygen concentrator, all of which was covered by Medicare, so Dad could use it at home. I also went to the retirement community where they were living at the time to talk to the RN. Medicare pays for all the pharmaceuticals when a patient is in the hospice program, but I was worried about how my parents were going to get those prescriptions and on time and in the right dose. For a fee, the RN at the retirement community would make sure that the prescriptions were refilled and would ensure that an aide took the meds to my parents' apartment at the right time in the right dose. And also the Medicare hospice program does pay for certified home health aides to come in a couple times a week and more if necessary. But my sister and I wanted to have my parents to have more care than that because neither one of us lived in the town where they lived and we weren't going to be there all the time. And we both knew that my mother was not going to be able to physically take care of my dad. So I called a home health agency and talked with them about having coverage 24/7. Well, I went back to the hospital to my dad's room and told my parents what I thought they needed and suggested that they spend some extra money to get the extra services. And they said, absolutely not, no way, forget about it. It's too much money. So I went out into the hallway and called my sister and we talked it over. And my parents had been very prudent with their money during their 56-year marriage. And my sister Ann and I knew that they could afford this extra care. So I went ahead and ordered everything, despite what my parents had told me. And I was really afraid that I was going to get yelled at, like when I was a little kid, because they did yell at me. Well, the next day, Dad came home from the hospital. Everything was set up. They were very comfortable. Around noon, an aide came into the apartment with their meds. They took their meds. Then at 6 p.m. that evening, the home health aide came and told my parents she was going to be there till 6 a.m. the next morning. At that point, I skedaddled out of that apartment because I didn't want to talk about how much it cost. So the next morning, I came back to the apartment. I walked into my dad's room. He was sitting in his hospital bed in clean pajamas, freshly shaved, hair combed back, and he was smiling. And my mom came in and she was smiling too. My husband called to see how Dad was doing, and Dad got on the phone and I heard my dad say to my husband, "Where did you get such a good wife? Kathy took care of everything and I'm resting comfortably in my hospital bed at the home." My dad called that fancy retirement community the home. They were grateful to me. I think we all realized that I wasn't their little kid anymore that they told to go to bed at 8 o'clock and do her homework. I was a full-grown adult and I had assessed the situation and I'd done the best I could for my parents. And they did remain well cared for up until my dad passed away peacefully in his sleep 29 days later. And I can't guarantee this will be the same outcome for other people who hear me tell this story, but I do think it's worth a try. I was very worried they were going to be angry with me, and they were not. They were the opposite. If you'd like to learn more about the Medicare hospice benefit, go on medicare.gov and put hospice in the search box. Again, the book is Loving Choices, Peaceful Passing, Why My Family Chose Hospice. You can get it anywhere online where books are sold. And if you're in the Los Angeles metropolitan area, you can get it at Vroman's Bookstore. I hope you'll pick up a copy and give it a read.